Hello friends, namaskar and welcome all of you to my channel. Today let's discuss about the event study approach or procedures. And this methods of analysis is very important when you are doing in the area of your testing your hypothesis about the reaction of the particular event on the stock market. So I believe that today's discussion would be important for those scholars who are working in the area of undergraduate level, graduate level, even the research degree program, right? It's not only limited to economics and finance area. It could be used in any subject, friends. Now let me clarify about its background. Event study has long history and it can be tracked from the study of the price effect of the stock split announcement, friends. When we say the stock split, this is the financial term you can explain like this. A stock split means that the number of share outstanding increases while the par value of the stock decreases. Now if the company announced the stock split, how it affect the price of the stock, which conducted the study by the Dolly 1933, and it seeks to establish whether the cross-sectional distribution of the returns at the time of the event is abnormal. That is, the systematically different from the predicted. That means whatever we have an expectation about the our investment return, that may not be the just the same that we get it. That is simply we can say that actual return will not equals to the expected return, friends. So as for even the Kothari and the Warner in 2006, and even the over the decades from say like from early 1930s until the late 1960s, the level of sophistication of the event studies increase. Even the like you could find in the 1948 Mears and the Becky, and even friends similarly in the late 1960s seminal work by the Ball and Brown and the Pharma, which the father of the modern finance introduced the methodology. And that's why, friends, it is vital importance for empirical data analysis even today in the areas of economics, finance, accounting, marketing, and the political economy. This is the basic background of the event study approach, friends. Now let me clarify about what are the steps that you need to consider before using these methods of analysis. First of all, friends, we need to define the event of interest, like your cash dividend announcement, stock buyback, on anticipated political event. For example, in case of Nepal, if you like to study to what extent the any changes in the government would affect the stock market, then probably this method of analysis could be important for all of you. Even the government budget announcement, Trump's tariff announcement, right? So information content of mutual funds advertising, that means in the case of even the marketing, finance, economics, even the your political science, like that, in the area that you could use this approach. So at first we need to define the event of interest. That is the first step that you need to understand. And the next step, friends, that is the decide the event window. For example, event window means simply, if I would say, is the 41 days you are going to consider for your study, then it would be based on your overall literature review, friends. So it permits examination of the period surrounding the event. That means you could see this picture as well. I will explain later on, right? In practice, the period of interest is often expanded to multiple days, including the at least day of the announcement and the day after the announcement. Okay, that means pre and the post announcement, that is the case. So event window needs to be defined in second step. So let me clarify about its timeline for an event study. This is the step third, we say. So in a step third, we have to define the timeline. As you can see, this is your T0. This is our announcement day. T1 and this is the T2. That means if this is the after announcement is the post 5 days and the pre 5 days. So this is the event window. Okay. So altogether is the, you can say that announcement day, and this is pre and the post is the 10 days. It depends on your study of analysis, your objective of the study, friends. And basically estimation window, we use it to just to estimate the regression coefficient. Okay, I would explain in detail in other part. Now fourth step, friends, is very important. That's the sample selections. After identifying the event, it is necessary to determine the selections criteria for the inclusion of the given company in the study, like your sample features, like your firm's market cap, yeah, industry representation, distribution of the events through time. So note any potential bias that may have been introduced through the sample selections that need to be discussed even in the case of population and sample discussion, friends. Okay, now let's clarify about how we could estimate the market model. That's AA market model, AAR, that is the average abnormal return, and the cumulative average abnormal return. So at first, friends, based on your stock market data, that means you have to estimate the your rate of return. Let's see the here I have not considered the dividend, otherwise you could also use the dividend too. That's this is simply, this is the capital gain, we can say capital gain or the capital loss. Yeah, don't be surprised, your rate of return could be negative too, right? So next one is that based on the market index, again we have to find the market rate of return. So RPMT is the index price. Last, this is your beginning ending price, this is ending beginning minus divided by beginning. Okay, yeah, this is simply the, you can say the beginning price, this is ending price, beginning price divided by beginning price. This is, you can say that PT, and PT minus 1 is the lag price, that is the case. Okay, now what about the market model? Market model, simply if you remember, that is the ER is simply this is regression coefficient, and this is your constant, this is the beta coefficient into RMT. This RMT value you can use it, and this RIT is this one. That means once we estimate the like regression coefficient alpha and beta using the ordinary least square, then we could put the value of alpha and beta in this equation, then you will simply estimate your expected return. So once you estimate the expected return, friends, what we do here, we could find the abnormal return, that is simply RIT, this one, RIT minus this is ERIT, as we discussed in the equation number 3, and that will provide you your abnormal return. Okay, now what about the average abnormal return? This is simply sum of AR divided by N. N is your number of observation of your study period. Similarly, as we did do in statistical analysis cumulative frequency, similarly you can find your cumulative average abnormal return. Okay, in some research paper you will find as a CAR, or you can use the CAAR. Okay, now let me clarify about yeah, we would like to test our formulated hypothesis, right? So it's important part is that we have to find the parametric T statics of AR and the CAR test statics, and so a standard deviation was calculated using the Excel and was assumed constant for the T statics. And similarly, you have to understand, friends, since there are other variation in the returns that that are caused by the other events to announcement, and that is why to neutralize the effect of this announcement, a standard deviation, yeah, alpha and beta are constant, we assume it. Okay, so independent T test can be applied to find the results of the statistical inferences, because we have to justify our results. So to have a statistical inferences, we could use the T statistics, I mean to say that. So if you would say that our null hypothesis is AAR or CAR equals to 0, that means there is no significant impact of an event on the stock return. Event could be like your earning announcement, event could be merger and acquisition, whatever, it depends on your area, your objective of the study. Okay, now this is T statistics is that AAR equals to standard error of AAR. So a standard error of AR means, if you might recall, you did in your statistical portions, right? So a standard error of average annual return of estimation window, I mean to say that. Okay, estimation window means that is the clean period. This is not the event window. I mean, I'm talking about is the estimation period, because we have to estimate alpha, beta, yeah, standard error during our estimation period. Okay, so that is why we use this t statics. But when you find this value, then how could we analyze, friends? If we our t statics value is greater than equals to 1.645, then we can say that yeah, this is significant at 10% level. And at the same time, if it is greater than, okay, greater than is the 1.96, that is the 5%. And similarly, if it is greater than, yeah, equals to 2.257, then you can say that this is at the 1% level. Here you can is missing is the equals to sign. Now it's a wonderful paper, friends. You could find that is the Journal of Economic Literatures, right? And for that reasons, I have reviewed this paper, right, which published in 1997 in this journal. And simply you have to organize your all the calculated figure. We could use the Excel. We manage the all the raw data, and then you could see this is the event day, and this is our announcement. This is after announcement. This is before announcement. This is 41 days, and there in this study, the author simply categorize the your announcement in the good news, no news, and the bad news. AR is the abnormal return, CR is the cumulative abnormal return. Okay, now we could also draw the line chart, friends. Once you because we try to visualize our all the data using the graph also. Okay, so this is the wonderful, this is the good news, no news, and the bad news. After bad news, what will happen to the your graph? You could see here. Now let me clarify about your like a list of IT company listed at the Bombay Stock Exchange based on the market cap as on 29 April 2013. Okay, now let's see, in this case we have about 10 IT companies of India. These are the market cap rupees in crore. So that means if the because when we write a paper, yeah, when we work for the thesis, friends, we have to do we could apply the event study approach, I mean to say that. Then one of the approaches is that how we could draw the line chart for AR and the CAR using the Excel. I have just used as I discussed this data, okay, over the study period. So first step, when you use the Excel, friends, click on insert, then select the chart, that is the scatter with smooth line markers. Similarly, friends, what we do, that is select data and click on add, where we define x-axis we have a date, and y-axis we have a AR or CAR. We can say we have to draw the two line. We can say then we enter it. Then you can see the line chart as we could see here. Okay, we have to just select the chart. Then you can see the line chart and mention the chart title like this. Chart title is line graph or chart average abnormal returns. Okay, now this is your cumulative average abnormal returns. Then title means is in our x-axis in both graph, that is the days. This is the event window, that's the 41 days. And in y-axis we have a AR and the CR. That means when we are using the graph, we have to be careful with the concept, friends, right? So once your concept is clear, then I hope that it will not be the challenge for you to complete your study within the due period of time, friends. Okay, I believe that whatever I discussed today, this is it seems to be technical, but when you practice it, friends, it will be quite easy, and you could practice it, and accordingly you could justify your overall discussions. And then if we have a limitation of the event study approach too, we could mention too, friends. Okay, friends, these are the things that I would like to share today. If you really like this content, please like, subscribe, and also share my channel, that is the Finance Guru, Pawan Kumar Jha. Thank you all of you for watching this video. Please take care, all of you. Thank you.